Hello everyone. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. I actually do have the Salamander special version dumped right from the TurboGrafx-16 Mini in my Hakchi games directory. And you'll be able to do this too once the update is out as far as Hakchi2 CE implementation for the CoreGrafx, PC Engine, and TurboGrafx-16 Minis. Essentially, if you're wondering about the ability to get into FEL mode, Hakchi is going to handle this with a special virtual handshake. You'll basically have the power unplugged, have the power on the system, plug it in, and do basically a kernel install repair, and it'll do the entire process for you. And once it's done, you'll be able to go into SSH transfer mode and simply power it on while it's connected to your computer, and you'll be able to do all the installation of the cords and all that fun stuff. I mean, export to your USB if you want to have the games on the USB drive. And yes, OTG does work fine with keyboard, mice, and controllers, all that fun stuff. So you could have your turbo tap, all that great stuff. But you can synchronize games directly to the system. I already exported to the USB, but essentially once you have the system powered on, to dump the games, you can go into Tools, FTP Client. I'm going to show you exactly where they are and what to do with them. We're going into Ver. We're going to go into Squash FS, and this is actually the original files that are untouched. The way Hakchi works is that it overmounts files so that any of the original files aren't touched whatsoever. It's a very, very nice thing. But we're going to Ver, Squash FS, then USR. You can see right here the directories here. And then we're going to go to Game. And you're going to take 3 files from here. You're going to take the all data bin, which includes all of your TurboGrafx CD and PCE games, etc. You're going to need this all data bin, this all data PSBM, and you're going to, of course, need the default emulator M2 Engage. And you can simply copy and paste them. I mean, right now what I'm going to do is go to my folder where I had them, the dump folder here, and I'm going to go to the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, dump, and I would have them copied right here, which I already did. They're all copied over right from that thing. But the next thing you're going to do is once you have them copied over, you're going to take the contents of the M2 Unpacker, and it's essentially this program. I'm saying essentially a lot of times here. But we have this nifty updated. I mean, the original Simon Kropp, I have the README from the original Simon Kropp who worked on this way back in 2012 to basically dump all data bins from various systems. By Psionic did some great stuff as well with this, as did MadMonkey. And right here I have a built program, which I'm going to show you in the dump folder here. It's right here. I extracted it from here. And I'm basically going to take all these files. You can copy the program files over to the all data bin folder or vice versa, whichever way you want to do it. But I'm going to go into here. And these are all the dump files right here. So you need, again, have the all data bin, all data PSP, and the M2 Engage. And you can do this with the PC Engine, the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, the CoreGrafx Mini, the Mega Drive Mini 1, as well as the Mega Drive Mini 2. You can do it with all of these systems. You can even do it with the Namco Classics, the Castlevania Collection, the Contra Collection. You could do the Konami Arcade Collection. It's set up for all of these, and this will be posted with the update as well. But once you have all this in working order here, you're going to take the all data bin, which includes all the games, and you're going to drag it on top of the M2 Unpacker executable. And it's going to start dumping all the games. Look at this. It's dumping all the games. You can see them right there. Airzonk, Blazing Lasers, Kadash. It did Hakchi2 Dracula X. Great game. There we got the Gradius special edition right there. So you see all the games just dumping. Here we go. 2 versions of Salamander. The one with the special sound, which is more arcade perfect. We have Snatcher on there, which is unfortunately not on all of them, but it's on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. Untranslated, of course. But I have a lot of processes running on my computer, so I mean, normally it would dump this a little bit quicker, but again, it is like roughly 1.2 gigahertz, not gigahertz, gigabytes of games. It's kind of funny, like, when you have, like, internet speeds, when they say megabits, like, your internet speed is 20 megabits, but it's really not that fast. It's, you know, there we go. Should be almost done. All done. You can close this window when we're all done. And then unpacked all data bin, system, ROMs, and these are all the beauty queen games right here. Airzonk, Akumaju, Dracula X, Aldines, Alien Crush, and let's look for these special versions right here. We have Force Gear, which is originally on Koki Tomy the that's a weird name. I'll show you. I forgot the name of the game. It's on the other one though. But we have Fantasy Zone Standard Edition and Fantasy Zone mod. Just like Mushi Himisami, took me a few tries to get that one right. Some of these games are just hard to pronounce and remember. But we have the Fantasy Zone Standard Edition and the Fantasy Zone Special Edition, which is more closer to the arcade. And then we have Gradius as well as the one that's closer to the arcade. Okay, and I mean, we got Lords of Thunder. And notice this is in a PCD format. These are not going to work on any current emulators right now due to a proprietary format which only works with M2 Engage. But we'll get that down the road. But these PC ones, like the Gradius Special Edition, the Salamander Special Edition right here, these work on the standard emulators like Metafan, PC Fast, all that fun stuff. But these are all the ones from the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. I'm going to go back right now to the dump, into the PCE Mini, unpacked all data bin, system, ROMs, and going right down, Force Gear, and let's see which game that was on, which I had trouble pronouncing here, because it is on this collection. Toki Miki Memorial PCD. The actual version of that, which was on PCE CD, includes hidden games, Twin B Returns, and the Force Gear, right there. These were on there. But on the TurboGrafx, Mini, whatever, whichever these games are on, you can simply tap the select button like 2 or 3 times, and then the run button, you'll be able to play these, but normally you'd have to unlock these in a real game. But I'm going to show you these because I have these extracted from the original game dumps. But we're going to boot up to the system now, and I'm going to show you how these run on a real system. But this is going to be a very, very easy process, and you could ask me in the comments once this is coming around. I'll help you dump these because you could legally use these on your emulators and such. Okay, we're officially on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini right now, and you can see the games are transferred over via Hakchi. The other cool thing is that you could actually go into the FTP if you have a flash drive connected to the PCE Mini and copy games right to it from there. So it's a very, very nice endeavor. But we could do the standard version of Salamander, which came, on the PC Engine, and see how this runs. And I want to do a little bit of a comparison here. But yeah, we have this running with RetroArch right now. It is a dump right off of the system, run just fine, but we're going to do a special edition as well. And when you use Metafan PC Fast with the release, you could simply toggle turbo on and off if you so choose. I'm going to have it on. And there's a little bit of considerable difference between this and like Life Force, the United States name for this. A lot of times you'll have different names depending on different regions, like Nemesis, aka Gradius, Salamander, aka Life Force. But here's the music going for this, the PC Engine game. I'm going to start the game here. And one thing you'll notice is you don't have the little thing like you typically have in Gradius where you have it level up and you pick your speed and all that. It updates automatically for you. So in Life Force, you actually select your things manually, just like in Gradius. A little bit of an offshoot cousin series to Gradius. I like this series. I mean, Salamander 2 for arcade is fantastic as well. So this is the one that normally came on PC Engine. We had to do this. Then we're going to try the special edition and compare that. Okay. So we're going to go back to the main menu. Because a lot of people have been asking about this for a few years now, but yes, I can confirm these work fine on regular emulators. Here's the special edition, which is more arcade quality. It has a better palette and voice digitation and all that. Look, it even did like an arcade load there. It loads just like an arcade ROM. Look, we got digitized speech. It's almost like Adventures of Bio Billy. That's very cool. You can see the color palette is a lot more pronounced. Very, very close to the arcade version. We're actually going to do a comparison and play the arcade version because we want from the PCE version to the special edition. Now we're going to do the arcade version next and compare. But yeah, the palette is beautiful here. Really love how vibrant it is. You'll notice that there are way more colors on TurboGrafx-16 as well as on Sega Master System than the original Nintendo Entertainment System. And that's going to be very, very pronounced with some of the other games that I showcased. So go back to the main menu, and before I forget, we'll do Salamander Arcade. Won't hurt to even do like the NES version and kind of do a little bit of comparison to it. So we'll go to the arcade one on here, which I'm pretty sure I transferred it over. Here we go, Arcade Salamander. We're going to run this on MAME 2003 Extreme and do a little bit of comparison. We did trifecta of 3 awesome games right in a row. There we go, that little initialization here. Look, it looks just like the one we just did. They tried to make it as arcade. Not Dennis Quaid, arcade thing. Please deposit coins. Not bad at all. Yep, that speech is carried over directly. And we're going to do a little comparison of the NES version here. I love all these Gradius and Life Force and Salamander games. I mean, definitely check out Salamander 2 if you've never checked it out. And speaking of Gradius, another cool thing I'll tell you about is they have a 3D version of Gradius called Solar. So it runs best on standalone MAME on PC. I wouldn't try to run it on any other platforms. But we're going to go right into RetroArch settings here. Low content start directory. Media, which would be the flash drive. Dummy, go into my NES folder. We have Life Force. Load archive. We're going to load it with FCM. Right here. Extreme. And this is the one you're going to want to use. You can use normal FCMM if you want to have games run like they did on the real hardware with slowdown, flicker, and all that. But if you run the extreme one, you're going to run it with no slowdown. It's going to be like just full speed out here. And you have a contra code in this as well if you want to have like 10 lives times 3 continuous. But notice we have a thing where we can actually select things. See, I can choose speed. But yeah, this is a great version right here. I really thoroughly enjoyed the version. I love the fact that you have like the horizontal as well as the vertical stages. It's just an amazing thing right there. The best thing you want to do is try to go for them lasers quick though. I messed up by not going for them lasers right away. Get my lasers, and then you get lasers and options. You can get all these things without losing lives like I just did. I failed miserably, but we're going to go back to the main menu here. And I've beaten like Life Force many times over the years. At least wanted to show you that. Now we're going to do the Fantasy Zone here. We're not going to do the arcade version yet. We're going to go to the dump version of it. Let's go to the Fantasy Zone. And this is the one that's on the standard TurboGrafx-16 right here. So we're going to see how this plays, how it fares. Okay. And remember, Salamander is not on the PC Mini. I don't believe it's on the CoreGrafx Mini as well. It is on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, though. But here we go. Start this version. And again, I love the fact that you have, like, turbo. I mean, imagine if an NES controller had, like, a turbo button on it by default. Because watch how it is normally here without turbo. What if I want to take these enemy generators out real quick? Turbo! Look at that. Instantaneous. So listen to this music right here. Chiptune style, right? We got a shop if you get enough money to buy upgrades, weapons, and all that fun stuff. And M2 also worked on the Sega 3D Classic, which I have on my 3DS. And you can actually carry over your money on consecutive concurrent playthroughs and like have like millions of change and buy the best power-ups for the first stage, which is very cool. I love the fact that they went that far into the game. There we go. So we're running this version right here. Running pretty nice. Then we're going to go back to the main menu and do the special version here. Then I'm going to show you what I meant about having a better color palette on NES versus Sega Master System. Here's the special version, which runs on the RetroArch cores, just fine. Listen to the music differential here. Look, it sounds just like the arcade version. And it's kind of interesting if you get into games like Bad Dudes and play the arcade version and the NES version. There's a tremendous difference. I mean, you'll see what I mean when I like show the Fantasy Zone. Like Data East did what they could with the limited ability on some Nintendo games. I mean, you look at some games, they're just far better for the arcade versions than they are for the NES version. Then vice versa, they have like Bionic Commando and Strider, which I absolutely prefer the NES versions because they're more Metroidvania style. But this really does feel like an arcade version. And when they had the TurboGrafx-16 box, this was on there with R-Type, and just R-Type is a whole other ballgame too. That is a beautiful game. I'll be in another video because I'm just showcasing the special version that's dumped right now. But yeah, Turbo Fire Mode activate for the win. I don't consider it cheap. I consider it a nuance. Definitely makes farming pretty nice too, because if you play like a game like Willow on the NES, which is actually made by Capcom, and Capcom did such a tremendous job on it that Nintendo enlisted their 8 of them to make Link Minish Cap on Game Boy Advance later on. But going back to the main menu here, because I want to show you the arcade version of Fantasy Zone. We definitely got to do that. And I'll make sure I showcase like fantasy, should we say, I'm trying to think what other game. Space Harrier would be another one to showcase in a future video. But here's the NES version of Fantasy Zone. I mean, tension here. aka Atari. And this is actually an example of what I consider one of their worst. Look at all the flicker in here. It's like Pac-Man for the Atari 2600 versus the arcade version. I mean, Tengen has made way, way better games than this, such as Gauntlet. It seems like it was kind of a rush port. I mean, the Sega Master System version is vastly inferior to this. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I still played this on the NES, and I'm kind of hoping Tengen just published it in something else, like Color Dreams made it, because this is not a very, very good port. I mean, there's such a limited palette there. But let's do it a Sega Master System version and do a comparison there. I mean, sometimes it's not the fault of the developer. Sometimes they have a short development window, and they can only do so much. So we're going to check this out here. And it's always fun. Like I said, if you grew up on like a certain version, and look at this beautiful artwork. It's like, compare the artwork to that. Like, look at this. Just look at that beautiful artwork on TurboGrafx-16 there, compared to like even something like this. I mean, they kept things a little bit too simple there. So we're going to go to Fantasy Zone on Sega Master System here. And they really have a beautiful, beautiful color palette. And just surprisingly so, the fact that Sega Master System did not do better in the United States. But I think I have an idea, a theory as to why that happened. Because Nintendo actually told a lot of stories if they carried products from other companies, they wouldn't give them like Mario 2, Mario 3, etc. So they kind of screwed them. But look how nice this looks. This is actually an amazing color palette here. This is Sega Master System. This is beautiful. My mind was absolutely blown on Christmas morning when I woke up and had this for a present, as well as R-Type. I mean, even R-Type is absolutely divine on the Sega Master System, as well as the arcade and the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. I mean, I don't want to really go too off the tangent here and load like R-Type up now, but you can see for yourself, and I'll do it in another video. So we go back to the main menu there. Sega Master System was absolutely beautiful for that specific game. Now going to the other game, which I talked about, we'll show this right here, the other dumps. We got to do the Gradius as well, because we have the Gradius which came with the system. I don't want to forget about that. Okay. Love that Konami logo. And it's funny, if you play like Gradius 3 on Super Nintendo and do the Contra code, it actually is, spoiler alert, self-destruct mode. But again, typically you try to get at least 2 speeds. If you don't get speeds quick enough, you kind of screw yourself. Oh, give me a speed. See, look how slow I am. Oh, I didn't mean to get missiles. I'm going to go right for the laser. Screw it. Here we go. Get some laser, then get some speed. I'm screwing myself here. There we go. Another speed. Then you go for options. See? Once you get options, you get double lasers, all that fun stuff. That's the way to do it, folks. One more, and I got my option. There we go. Look, that's how you do it. Speed. And then you get your lasers, then some options. But look how beautiful that is. That is the standard PC version. Now we're going to try the special version, which is more arcade-like. Let's try it real quick. Special edition. They also did the Superstar Soldier as well. And in the arcade version, when you have that load thing, you can't skip past it. You have to wait. Here they at least made it so you can skip right past it. But it's very, very much like the arcade version. Okay, try this out. Yeah, definitely a lot closer to the arcade version. I played the arcade version so much that I definitely know. Okay. Let's try that losing speed. There we go, got my speed. And it always sucks if you have too much speed. The only way you can bypass too much speed is if you have like slow motion mode activate, like on the NES Advantage, which I had on the Nintendo, and I played it with games like NES Adventures of Biobilly, aka Mad City. And one time, one of my very, very good friends, yeah, try like doing a little bit of a challenge. Get as many speeds as you can, see how far you can make it. You're not going to make it once you get like 4 or 5 speeds. It's going to be way, way too quick. But my friend gave me a choice of Karate Kid for Nintendo or the NES Advantage. I couldn't choose between them because I actually enjoyed both. He gave me a both for my birthday. And even though it says LGN on Karate Kid and even Friday the 13th, they were both made by Atlas, and Atlas made so many tremendously awesome games. Let's try going to the arcade and see if we have Gradius going for this as well. I think I transferred this over right here. And you can see what I'm talking about here, where it has that little load thing, and I don't believe you can skip past it. I think you have to wait. It's almost like an initialization here. You just have to wait for this entire thing to end. And luckily it goes pretty quick. Maybe like 10 more seconds. I apologize. But yeah, on the TurboGrafx-16 version, the special edition, you can skip right past this. Whoa! Like Joey Lawrence. Notice that in the new show, should we call it the new show, that 90s show, one of the characters kind of plays it off like the Blossom show, Joey Lawrence. Okay, here we go, arcade version. And you can hardly tell the difference between this and the special version that I dumped from my TurboGrafx-16 Mini, legitimately, with the M2 Unpacker. But yeah, no slowdown. But with no slowdown comes great responsibility and more death. And we're going to go back to the other dumps there. We got a couple more games to showcase. I'm going to show... There's another type of game, which are like Scorefest there. They've had like Caravan and Wreck tournaments where you actually have shmup and try to get the highest score you possibly can. And I mean, Shinobi's another game, Thunderblade. I'll get these in other videos. But did we do the... I forgot if we did the NES Gradius here. We might as well do that real quick while we're here. There's a comparison here. And the NES had some great ports as well. I mean, they did... Yeah, you can tell the difference there. Within reason, they did a pretty good job on this. And notice I have no slowdown here, no flicker. It was running just full speed mode activity. So you don't want to have it with the massive challenge of no slowdown and flicker and all that fun stuff. You could actually just play the standard FCMM. Right now, I'm using FCMM Extreme. So that might, you know, if you want to have that more masochistic challenge, definitely play with the FCMM Extreme. Okay, now we're going to go to the other versions that I was talking about from the PC dump there. So notice that you have the Toki Miki Memorial, and you can have Twin B returns, as well as Force Gear, which are on the real games, but on the TurboGrafx-16, PC Engine Mini, whichever ones have the Toki Miki Memorial, you got to push the select button a certain number of times via 2 or 3 times, then push the run button, you'll be able to load them directly. Otherwise, you got to play the campaign in the game, which is almost like a dated sim type thing, and get to like a certain perimeter, like New Year's and all that, and then you can unlock these 2 games respectively. But we're going to... Okay, we have Force Gear from Toki Miki Memorial. Great game, and I'm really loving this. I didn't really feel myself attracted to playing these type of games where you only have like 2 or 3 minutes to get as high a score as you can, but as of trying it now, it's actually pretty cool, and it's quite addictive, because you get up front, level 1, pass the controller off to them. Look, you have 3 minutes there. You can see, look at it, you have just all kinds of chaos going on here. It really feels like it's a spiritual successor to like Gradius and such, just like Life Force and Salamander. There's another game too, I mean, which I just found randomly, which I decided to extract as well. But yeah, try this out and see how high of a score you can get. And if you know any other games which are like these, like Rekka, Tournament, oriented games, or Caravan and all that, be sure to let me know, because I would love to have some more of these to check out and see what kind of high scores I could get at 2 to 3 minutes mode activate. And I'm always going to be using Turbo Fire, so don't judge me. Turbo Fire is definitely one of my fortes for shmup, beat 'em up brawlers and all that. I mean, if you try Turbo Fire on a game like Final Fight and Batman Returns on Super Nintendo, it is just absolutely funny bonkers. It looks like one of the brain type enemies that's separated right out of Gradius. That was definitely something right out of Gradius there. Yeah, but look at them little close things just like from Life Force. Look at that. This is so Gradius there. So, yeah, Force Gear is so much Gradius for the win. Well, that's cool. You got 2 different types of fire there. I can use my my B and A button to do 2 different types of fire. I like that. Look at that. Like the first boss on Gradius there. Whoa! Oh, that was close. This is truly badass. I'm kind of curious if you could actually parachute it, because this is my first time playing this for more than a few seconds. I literally just tested it to make sure it worked. I didn't even play this other than in this little demonstration right here. Okay. Let's see how high of a score I can get here, and then I want to see what you guys can get, and then I'll try to beat it. There'll be a little thing here. So those of you with the PCE Mini, you can push, I believe, the select button 3 times and then push the run button to get this. I think you have to do it on the Toki Miki Memorial game, though. You might have to do it on Salamander on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. What is this Force? This show? It's called Force Gear. Feels like a little bit of Yard's Revenge show going on there. Come on, come on. Get up close and personal with that Turbo Fire. Doesn't seem like it actually lose a life here, though, but some of these time-based type games, you can lose a life. That actually make it a lot crazier. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that digital speech is awesome. Another boss. You ever play them games like where you take the bosses out after each level, then at the end of the game when you think you're in the final stage, you have to do all the bosses again. At least it's showing the weak points with the flashing here. Codename Hakchi2. Okay. Oh, so it timed out, but it still let me get the score and all that. So I would actually go based on that. Look, I can do my initials, all that fun stuff for future reference here. I want to make sure my turbo's not on. My turbo's not on when I do the initials, though. There we go. 195-100. Now see if I get a better score there. Okay, go back and we'll do one more game, maybe two. The other game here, it's not on any of the mini classics, but it was Psycho Rider from Seiya Monogatari and Our Fantasy Stories, a great RPG game. And you can play translated versions of some of these. So you have to check this one out too. There's even another game which I'm going to showcase in another video, a SHMUP game where you can play as a Slinky type character. But this is going to be the end of this video for now. So look, we have 2 minutes to do this one. This is badass. Great, great music. Very, very fast gameplay. I mean, this is just, I mean, TurboGrafx was where it was at for SHMUP. I mean, just perfect. Perfection. One of my favorite SHMUPs on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, should we say PC Engine Mini, was Sapphire. Sapphire was just a fantastical game. Definitely check that one out. Oh, this is great. See how high of a score I can get in 2 minutes on this one. Try to do my figure 8 motif there. Oh, you can lose lives here. Does that mean if I lose enough? Let's see, I'm going to try to lose that life on purpose there. Oh yeah, you just have 3 lives on this one. But you have the time-based challenge plus your life, so it's definitely a little bit crazier. Just seems like I could die in the other. We'll have to try Twinbee Returns in my next video. I just want to get the gist of what's going on with these special edition games for now. If there are any other games you want me to showcase, be sure to let me know. You might notice on the main screen I had the artwork in the proper resolution as well, unlike in my earlier videos. The proper resolution is 240 times 240, and I'll show that at the end of this video here. Oh, I'm getting a pretty nice score there. 40 more seconds. Can I do anything with the other button? No. Oh wait, yeah, I can switch weapon. Okay. Cool. You can tell it's my first time doing this too. Switch weapon. Just like in Dodonpachi, where you can switch between having like the spread gun like in Contra and having the laser. Very, very cool. Laser obviously be more powerful and refined, but if you want to get like widespread enemies like this, look at that. That is awesome. Very, very much digging it. Okay, look at my score there. We'll see if I get any kind of like name input here. Okay. Time up. Do we have a name thing here? I'm not sure if it's going to do the same thing where I can put my initials in, but we shall see. Push start. Oh, I can go to high score. It just has one high score there, so it still works out. But going back to the main menu, you'll see the artwork is all in the 240 times 240 resolution, and everything has the jewel cases, like the CD. That is very, very cool. Very, very, very nice. So let me know what you want to see in the next video, and there'll be more of the games and videos to come. In the release, I'll have progress reports on and let you know the moment it is public worthy.